Hi, I'm Sam Smyth from Smyth Reporter Car Service. We have here is an 1974 MGB engine block we're rebuilding. It's January 5th of 2018. As you can see, we've installed the new pistons, the crankshaft's been done and turned. Obviously, you can't put those in without it. We've did an upgrade here because you need this piece here installed in the back of the crankshaft to accept the 5-speed updated gearbox that we're putting in the car. We have new bolts, new hardware we're going with. This was all taken a plug and all the passages were cleared out correctly. You got to pull all the back plugs and everything and wire brush it all out to get the coolant system to work real well. Just so there's no confusion, when you get these blocks back, they're checked and they're sent to the machine shop, stripped apart. And anyway, with that being said, they're all apart, and we take them apart, or sometimes we've let the machine shops take them apart. But either way, the machine shop is not the engine rebuilder. We are. We have to get in line when we're doing things. So on this particular car, the 74 MGB GT, we did a test on it. Not only the head was cracked, but the block was cracked. So basically, we've got 2 boxes of filled up parts here from 2 motors. The only problem about all this is the one motor wasn't even a 74 that we took out of here in the car. The serial number was actually missing. So with that being said, we had to run around everywhere to find a 74 to put this back correctly. So we've got it all cleaned and then painted and detailed. And so the camshaft's installed and the front plate's installed on it. Now we're going for the rear plate, and then we're going to start building the back. But before we build that, we'll get our gears on, our distributor in, we'll get our camshaft and valve timing and set up for our ignition, all with all the gearing and all the gears and everything, and we'll keep showing you. But getting back to this engine rebuild on this 1800 MG or any other engine that we've done, as you can see, there's 2 more engines we're doing too. So we only have 2 stalls in here, and we're restoring Rolls-Royces and Bentleys and fixing cars and doing brakes. And look at that brake job. That's got his original calipers on that 76. So that's our brake work with the hubs and everything. So you can see, spare no expense to do it right. When we take an engine out, we're at the mercy of a machine shop. They can take as long as 3, 6 to a year in months to give us back a block. We've had this happen to us not once, but more than once. So customers need to realize that either have other things worked on, or try and purchase a good used engine and just R&R it. Because if you're getting into these rebuilds, one, they're much more excuse me, they're much more expensive than in the old days. This one we were able to go just 0 over 20. I wouldn't buy 10 pistons, but so we went 20. The block was really, really good, as everyone would know. And then we turned and balanced the crankshaft, so we did a 10-10 cut on rods and mains on that. So anyway, everything will go back lock washer, spray glued or glued on the thing, or a panel strip. There's a little cork gasket underneath these that you can see through here. There it is. See the part of that cork down in there? I'll put my finger there, thumb there, right there. You have to make sure before you put the front cover on and back cover on, or these engines are gonna, leak a lot of oil on you. So anyway, the deck plates have to be built for the top, so you can pressurize the system to make sure the freeze-out plugs are in right and they don't blow out. So you're at the mercy of a machine shop to get you to a point where you can clean, inspect, find out what parts you need, order the parts. Then you may have to wait for some parts. And of course, all these parts are special ordered. So, once you special order them, you own them. This isn't any funs and games as far as, stop what you're doing, put my car back together, I've got to take it. It's like, no, you're already committed, you're doing it. And we let everybody know up front what's going on. You can see the cross-hatching marks in those cylinders is done really, really nice. So be prepared to be without your car for a great deal of time. Plus, you have to realize too, you say, well, okay, they're done at the machine shop. You've had my engine back. If that would come up, and you would want to be thinking that way, well, that's all fine, but we may be in another restoration. We can't just sit around and wait for your engine and wait for that machine shop. So with that being said, we might not be able to get your car for another week or two or 3 or 4 months even to build that engine. Like I said, we're perfectionists here. This is no slap it together and let's go. We get all new studs where it's needed, and it makes sense. I wouldn't use these 30-year-old studs for anything. Here, spray that for me too. We'll spray on that. I wouldn't. There's no way I would, because they'll stretch too much, and that holds the head down. And these heads usually they leak right about where the serial number is, but that's usually because it's been overheated and it bows it up. When you heat something up, it ruins the gasket and it usually takes out the weakest link. So this car must have really, really got hot to actually have a crack in the head and a crack in the block. The gentleman is restoring this to on past show conditions even. Like I said, we're going with a 5-speed gearbox and everything. So this is a nice job. We like to do things like that. Build engines where, time and money is not an issue. We want it done right. That's the thing. There's not many of us out there anymore, that do these old vintage cars and classic cars. Please keep that in mind, and actually know what they're doing. So that's the big difference. We do know what we're doing here. So you want to keep that all in mind. This piece goes, which I'm going to take as soon as I turn the phone off, goes right up here with the plate. So anyway, with that being said, keep us in mind, this is Sam Smyth from Smyth Imported Car Service here in Cincinnati, Ohio. This is a 4-cylinder 1800cc, which, when you increase, a lot of people don't know, but the bigger the piston, the bigger the liter the engine becomes. So we've increased the liters here, not much. We went from the standard to 20 over. But every little bit will give you a little bit of kick, or that little bit of difference. Plus gram weighting rods, making sure those are balanced, weighed out correctly and things like that. That all really helps. When we go back with everything too, we'll use the assembly lube, and our camshafts are new. They're not regrinds and that sort of thing. So there's another reason why things can get costly and expensive and tedious and time consuming. We don't go with full-blown cams because it creates engine idle problems, and we don't go with chrome rings because that's great for another car, but if you're driving it on the street, and unless it's a full-blown race car with chrome rings, we go back with steel. So they seat in faster and last longer, and they'll take some abuse if it ever get hot. So there's a lot more things. I'm not going to give away secret after secret after secret and this and that. We're just trying to tell you and give you an idea of, you can see our type of work we do, and you can see that we're in great detail on even an MGB motor. We've had Ferrari crate motors sent here and $50,000 cash to install one, so it's not like we're new to this game. We've been doing it. This company started out of Ireland in 1934, and I've been in this location now since we incorporated in 1982. So with that being said, but not all our jobs are big money too. We're like everybody else. We can go from steak to bologna, bologna to steak. So keep that in mind. We're not here, doing bragging rights on things. We're just trying to show you what we do. And so this is a good video for owners who like to see certain things. I don't know about other technicians. They might be like, oh yeah, whatever. But still, they know we do a good job, so that's all that really matters. So anybody that says anything different is just jealous, or So, but here's one thing we don't do here. We don't knock our fellow colleagues in the business. If you got a problem with a car, whether you just purchased it or whatever, take it back. Take it back to the place you bought it. Don't bring it to us. Don't try and blame us. Don't, that sort of thing for a problem of a car that wasn't properly inspected, or, something that was sold and it needed work and you didn't know, and that sort of thing. We like to stay out of the middle of all that. and we like to stay out of the middle of, how long is this going to take, and when do I get it done, and when will I get it back. We haven't even brought it in and torn it apart. These are old cars. These are, we're not back in the 70s, and we're not, doing 60 cars in the 70s. So, we're in 2018 and we're doing 74 cars, and we're doing older than that. So add all those years up, even a 77. I mean, my God, that to me, I would think was like not late model at all. Now, you could probably run that in the in one of the old Great American Races. So anyway, keep us in mind, we're one of the few that's left that can do the older Rolls Royces and the newer Rolls Royces, and we're authorized as an independent for Bentley Motorcars. And then from time to time we do sports cars and that sort of thing, anywhere from little MGBs to we just went out and looked at a McLaren. We're commissioned to look at a McLaren for a customer, so that will be our new customer with a McLaren. So, and we have Ferrari customers, of course, and Lambos. So anyway, with that being said, I'm Sam Smyth. This is Sam Smyth, the Porter Car Service here in Cincinnati, Ohio. This is a 1974 MGB, and it's going to go in a GT with a 5-speed gearbox conversion. That's the main thing you can tell is the back of this crankshaft right here. That piece right there, that's fitted for that 5-speed gearbox. And if you lose that thing and you need another one, it's like $70. So, and these two holes don't tap it in. Those two holes remove the plug. But, if you're removing that plug, then you're tearing the engine back apart again. So, anyway, with that being said, that's it. I hope this video's been kind of neat and fun. This is the back of the engine where the clutch goes, and we'll run another video when we get some more parts on it explaining. This is the front of the engine where you've got your camshaft up top and you've got your crankshaft at the bottom, all keywayed to get gears. And these gears are going to be double gears. We're not going back with single gears. And we're using double roller chains and stuff. So even with that being said, we're getting nothing's being missed here and cheated or downgraded. Everything's going a step above. So that also reflects in parts and labor time. So wish everyone the best, and Happy New Year. This is Sam Smyth, and it's January, I think it's 6th. I'm not sure. Of 2018. Thank you. You can find us on the web at www.smythimports.com or phone us 513-793-0434.